Alright, well, welcome to me attempting to do Valentines for my kids. The nice thing about doing these in Braille is the names of the kids aren't compromised. So I've got a kiddo's name on the front, and I think I'm going to stick there's a tattoo that comes with these, which I believe is this sheet here, because they're squares. So I think they go in there. Just trying to kind of figure out how to put these together. I'll show you exactly how I'm doing that in just a second. So here's our first one. I think we're kind of all right with the process here. So the only thing I have to make sure that I get right is the orientation of them, which if I did not have them visually, if I didn't have enough vision to check that out, that would be annoying. These are not that inherently accessible, and I'm using my terrible handwriting to just put my name underneath the tattoo. I was originally going to do both in Braille, but the reason I also wanted to put the name on the outside of the card is because otherwise I have no way of knowing who they are for when I give them to the kids. So here I've got the name on the outside so that I know how we're doing it. So that's one pretty much done. I'm going to figure out the whole how do you stick the half a heart shut them kind of thing, and then I'll show you guys how I'm going to write the next one. So the technology, and I use that term fairly loosely, but I suppose it is a bit of tech, that I'm using to make these is actually a very old form of writing in Braille. It's called a slate and a stylus. So this metal bit here is called a slate, and this funky pokey boy is called a stylus. Now the crazy thing about a slate and stylus is that you actually have to write backwards in Braille. So think of a mirror. If you were to hold a letter to a mirror, and all of the words and letters would appear backwards, that's essentially what I have to do in Braille. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this very well with one hand. So let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what it looks like to write with it. Okay, I'm literally using a cup of coffee as my surface, but basically I have this kind of lined up here, and I'm going to take the stylus, and a Braille cell is composed of 6 dots, so I have to make the right shapes to make each of the letters of this kid's name, and that is what I'm going to do. You'll hear the sound of what it sounds like as I write them. Oh no. Let's see if I did that right. I'll feel if I did it right. I did. It's a hard skill to write backwards, as you might be able to imagine. Mostly because it's not something we do all the time as Braille readers. Okay, I did this one the right way. So the name faces up here, and then you've got the Valentine underneath. So yeah, that's kind of that's kind of what we're dealing with here. And just wanted to show you the process of making some Valentines for my preschoolers and how I do them in Braille.